Hey guys, it's been a while, but today I'm here to talk about Sasuke. Sasuke has been such a hype character. He's still one of my top favorite characters. But I gotta say, he's surging in power with the recent media, Boruto, whether we're talking about the novel, the manga, especially the manga, how they get into adaptation of the Sake and Sakura, Sasuke Retsuden, and now how they have last month they announced that it was going to be coming to the anime, and when I heard that, it didn't really click with me because, well, I think that the adaptation for the manga was an excellent choice because it was only in word form and we couldn't really see the romance, the how Sasuke mission affects him and Sakura, how they're actually going to be able to get to the bottom of this. It wasn't illustrated up to the point, and I think in the manga it have worked wonders. Seeing how it have ranked, it was trending for so long. The manga, it was incredible, and the thing is, when the anime, it's kind of a different story because with the anime, we haven't even seen the part before this with the Kakashi side of things. And with Kakashi, he's one of my favorite characters. I think he is such a badass such a badass to not be included. And it makes me think about that. I can't remember who said this, but I remember someone said this along the lines that Kakashi was gonna have a major role in the manga because he just didn't have because he just wasn't in the manga up until the point. I don't think he had made an appearance in the manga. He said he was going to have some kind of appearance, Kakashi's not being in the manga. That's whatever to me. But I think for the flow of the anime, I think it would have been better to do a Kakashi story and then tie in to Sake because once you do Sake, I mean it's kind of weird to do Sake story and then go back to Kakashi if they're ever going to decide to do that. Or if they're not, then well, that's kind of a missed opportunity because there are fans who love Kakashi who will love to see his reign in power at the sixth Hokage. And again, the anime, I think the anime and the manga both doing Sake. I don't know. It just seems so bizarre to me because with the manga, I get that because it did the adaptation first. I get that, but with the anime, it doesn't really make too much sense to me because with the anime, it is cruising by. It is going pretty damn fast. So with the manga, it's once a month. Here, it's like every week, and they have with the anime, it has cut corners here and there, and with Sasuke Retsuden actually ending soon, I just not that excited. It's just not that great that you crammed in all this much source material in like less than a month, really. And I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea to actually watch a show that doesn't have the breathing room that it can get. And for something like the code art, which I'm hella excited about. I think the code art is going to be great. It just really limits it really restrains what the anime adaptation can do. It can't really it can't really expand upon certain things or add any interesting new details. However, I kind of do want to talk about my episode reviews for episode 1 and 2. These past two episodes have been pretty incredible, especially the second episode, obviously. But I want to start with the first episode. I think it was interesting seeing how Sasuke he's still looking for gold. He's still looking for other members of Sakura. But while he does, he realized that he's by the land of he by the dormitory. He by the land of Reduku, and he actually get these flashbacks on how he had to go to prison. He had to go to prison because Naruto was just too damn sick to actually figure out what was the cause of this. And something I did pick up in my manga review is that the reason that Naruto was sick is because he had a tail beast. And the thing I find interesting about that, because I'm like, wait, that doesn't really click with me that he's sick because he has a tail beast, but I guess it does make sense because Naruto is the only Jinchuriki who has lived with with a tail beast for this long. Well, I guess maybe besides Killer Bee, but I mean Killer Bee. I don't know what to do with Killer Bee. But besides Naruto and Killer Bee, there's no other. There haven't been any other Jinchuriki who have lived for that long and have been. Especially since birth. I mean, I don't imagine that any other Jinchuriki they have had their they have had their tail beast all the way from birth to the current age that Naruto is right now. So I mean, I guess it makes sense that the side effects of having a Jinchuriki, being a Jinchuriki for that long will start to have significant effects on your body, and that's why Naruto had to. That's why Sasuke had to go to the jail cell to actually figure out the ultra particles and actually figure out how to be able to kill Naruto. And I think it was interesting. And what I found more so interesting is Kakashi. Again, I'm a huge Kakashi fan, but Kakashi when we actually see that he's actually being expanded upon and how he's already there with the prince. He's already there seeing how already there like taking his time, not taking his time actually. Not trying to force the prince to do anything he wants. He actually trying to disguise himself as a tutor. And I just think that was such an awesome thing for Kakashi to do. Like, even though like he's first and foremost for Naruto, he doesn't mind helping other people along the way. And I just really like seeing Kakashi, even if it is in a small section such as this. I just think it was awesome that, like, even despite him being retired, he's still Kakashi. He still cares about his home student. He still cares about Naruto. But regardless, with Sasuke, I think it was awesome seeing how Sasuke he was just chilling. Like, despite the fact that there were some people ready to mess with him, and so he just like freaked them up casually, like it's not even a contest. And while the midst of this of the guards and Zenzu, the guards being shook up, while Zenzu he's standing his ground, but actually gave Sasuke a warning. While all that's going on, this random prisoner decides to escape the jail cell, but obviously he does not know. He obviously ain't a shinobi because he got absolutely annihilated by Menno. Because like the fact that they had to censor. They had to censor the dinosaur eating that guy. Like, it was just so gruesome that I actually loved it. Cause I do see a lot of people saying how they actually don't like the inclusion these ancient dinosaurs, because normally, okay, I get it. Like these guys are nowhere near as strong as Madara. They're nowhere near as strong as even someone like Zabuza. They're not that strong, but I don't know. I think it's not really. These monsters aren't really to be here as like a boss fight. They're just here to impede Sasuke from showing off too much. It's similar with the but I can't remember his name. Urashiki. So it's the same thing with Urashiki, where Sasuke couldn't go all out with Urashiki. It's the exact same thing. It's because with Sasuke, he can't go all the fuck out because he can't just burn him to death with his fireball. Just he can't just pierce him with his story, and he got to take it in a calmly manner. And I think it was awesome seeing how Sasuke he's always such an arrogant person, but I love his arrogance. I love his badassery when he actually decided to gamble for the privilege of being able to escape the jail cell so he could wander around the building and see what's there. And when he actually said, I'm gonna roll this just because I decide to, and it was actually pretty smart how he willed it into existence. And it's kind of fun, it's kind of cool to see that, because that's what Sakura did the following episode. But regardless, when Sasuke actually does fight Menno, I am kind of disappointed that with Sasuke we actually don't see him use Ice Style, and that kind of is disappointing, because I did hear that I did remember in the manga we did see him use a lot more. He was a lot more careful in the manga. He was a little bit more flashy. Here he actually didn't do a whole lot too much. He was just making sure, he was just trying to settle it as quickly as possible, straight up cutting his arm up, trying to slice his body in half. At first, obviously, first thing he tried to do was use Jinjutsu, but that ain't gonna work on a beast like this, especially when it's controlled by this guy who who doesn't have actual eyes. He like they're literally just glass eyes, so this is not going to affect him nor the dinosaurs that he's making apparently. And I just think it was just awesome, just awesome seeing how Sakura appearance in this episode. I think it was awesome seeing how her design. I just think it was so badass because this Sakura, she looked way more cute, way more alive than the current Sakura that we have right now. She looks so much more in love with Sasuke than we have seen previously. Because with Sakura right now, she kind of got the typical soccer mom hairstyle, but I mean she still looks cute, right? But I don't know, that Sakura from this art is probably my favorite Sakura. I'm just gonna be real cute. Either that one or the end of the war Sakura because she's also a badass. But regardless, all versions of Sakura after part one is still a badass. But me personally, that's just my favorite. And seeing Sakura actually be able to defend Sasuke from Meno, actually be able to clear him from the poison. Because she makes it a point that Sasuke, this poison is unique. Because obviously with Sasuke, he had been immune to a lot of poison. Because obviously he'd been hanging around with Orochimaru in the past. So this is a unique poison, and he cannot just deal with this mission by himself, especially when there's seemingly multiple dinosaurs. Seemingly, there's like much more of a bigger theme at play here, and a one man job ain't gonna cut it. That's why Naruto was worried about Sasuke. You're going into an unknown territory, and you're going by yourself. Like, it doesn't really work that way. I mean, at least with Sasuke in the current art, where he's looking for survivors. I mean, Ishiki's gone. That's first thing. Like, Ishiki's gone. Like, there's no, like, I mean, unless a random Asuki is gonna come, Ishiki's gone, so there's no, like, major threat layering up Sasuke right now. Like, I mean, as long as he has Sakura at her side, it should be all good, which it obviously is. And with Sakura, it was just so amazing to me seeing how Sakura and Sasuke, Sasuke was so worried about Sakura, but Sakura managed to convince him that she needs to let him join them. And speaking of Sakura, Gigi is awesome. I love Gigi. Like I said this in the manga, but Gigi is one of my favorite characters. I think he was great. I think he written well on how he really showed Sasuke a new way of living with his wife, a new way to live and be affectionate to his wife. I thought that was great. And for Sasuke, man, just when he gave that ring to Sakura, I just thought that was awesome too, because it just looks so smooth and so beautiful and so great at how Sasuke, he can't be aloof, but he can read people. He can, because he's obviously oblivious to certain things regarding romance, but as long as he has a little nudge, as long as he push a certain way, he will start to understand where Sakura's coming from. And for all their relationship development from Sasuke trying to kill her to right now, I think it was worth it seeing how Sasuke he truly is a changed man. Like hell, he had a daughter with he had a daughter with Sakura, obviously, and just seeing him so happy, seeing him actually being a team with his wife once again, like Team 7, but just the two of them, obviously, and it was just so great to me seeing how once they actually get back to the mission, we see Sakura actually just try to gamble, and it's just so hilarious to be seeing how Sakura, she did the same thing that Sasuke did, saying, "I'm gonna pull this card. I'm gonna pull the Earth card right here." Right now, no excuses, and even though I'm just a newbie, I'm still gonna beat you anyway. Despite the fact that guy was a known gambler, he still won with a clean sweep. And Sake's obviously impressed, and I kind of do hate that they removed the scene where they say that Sasuke was gonna use Genjutsu, because I think that would have been hilarious to see him say that in the anime. But for when they actually got to the basement when they won the key, I think that it was pretty interesting seeing how they finally do find the stars of the heavens. They actually do realize that all these pictures in the Map of the Heaven, there are individual pieces of the nine-tailed beast, and and had the last two pictures are just say the six pack and the astrometer, and regardless of what that means, I don't really remember. I could again I have a memory of a goldfish, but regardless, I just think the main highlight here is Sakura working with Sake. Sake getting advice from Gigi. Meno against Sake. Sake actually pushing the metal and seeing how far he can get away with this shit. It's just incredible to see how Sake, he just so such a badass. I mean, like, besides this specific arc, I think my most recent favorite moment of Sake is probably Naruto the laugh when Kakashi didn't know how to defeat the meter and Sake just straight up Chidori'd it and say, when Naruto's not here, I'm gonna protect the village. Even though the Hokage is right here, I'm gonna protect the village first and foremost. I thought that was such a badass thing to say, and regardless whether or not I'm a Sake fan, you do gotta appreciate this art. I do think that this art is warranted in the anime. I just wish that the Kakashi art could have came first, and then it transitioned into the Sakura arc. I think that would have been a much more better written flow, a much more a better written style to actually like take your time with this art, because this art is such a quick arc. Like, even the Olga art, the Olga arc and the Futano art, they went on longer than this. And for this art to actually be ending pretty soon, I mean, it's not really ideal to me. But I guess we're just gonna have to see what's gonna happen in the next couple episodes and how much they're gonna cut out or add, hopefully. So regardless, let me know your thoughts on the Sake actually being adapted to the anime. What's your thought on the ring scene? I want to know everything you thought about the past couple episodes. But regardless, I'll see you guys on next one.